As it relates to Muammar al-Gaddafi, I was fascinated to listen to his blaming of Israel for everything under the sun during his speech at the UN last week. I mean, we had him talking about we have a right to know the Martin Luther King assassination. What involvement did Israel have? And by the way, his opinion is that Israel was involved. He mentioned Jack Ruby, who he called an Israeli in the JFK assassination, even though he's from Chicago, right? He's Jewish. He's from Chicago.
As far as I know, yeah.
He's not an Israeli. And for me, I feel I'd be curious what you think. I think it's more acceptable, even if not believable, to make claims like this about Israel than it is about, for example, African Americans or Catholics. What's your reaction to that? Is there something that makes outlandish claims to pull in Jews and people from Israel into these wild conspiracy theories than about African Americans or Catholics? Is there some kind of a double standard?
Are you talking about why Gaddafi would make that claim, or why we would listen to it?
Why we would listen to it?
Well, I don't know that anybody actually listened to it. I mean, I don't know how. I mean, I know he was on Larry King. I don't know how many Americans sort of said, "Oh yeah, that kind of makes sense to me."
Well, but separate from that, what I'm saying is, whenever I hear this and I think about how unbelievable it is, I feel that the impression that it has on people in the U.S. is that if we would replace the word Israeli or Jew with African American or Catholic, that there would be more outrage about what al-Gaddafi said.
Well, I think if you replace it with African American, maybe not Catholic, right? There's certainly a lot of people who would probably make arguments about sorts of Catholic conspiracies. Probably Gaddafi does at some point, but I think that's certainly true, right? And I mean,
so where did that come from?
I don't, I mean, first of all, there's been obviously historically, there's a very long-standing pattern of sort of allegations of Jewish conspiracies, right? I mean, the Protocols of the Elders of Zion, right, is an old Russian conspiracy. I mean, why it's always aimed at Jews, I don't really know. But even within the United States, right, the sort of the conspiracy theory that points to what I guess is the Trilateral Commission, right, it always ultimately comes back to Jews, right? If you look at Lyndon LaRouche, his conspiracy arguments tend to revolve around Jews in Israel. I mean, not exclusively, but they're always in there.
Sure.
I don't really know where that comes from. I mean, my guess is that, for people who study sort of anti-Semitism and Jewish civil society, right, I mean, there's always been this way in which Jews have held themselves outside, at least to some degree, particularly religious Jews, right, hold themselves outside of the society in which they live, right? This was one of the things that, for example, sort of led the Nazis, right, and Hitler to target Jews, right, is that even when Jews were assimilated, they're still sort of different, largely because of their connection to this other place, right? They're always, even when they're good, loyal citizens of their country, right, there's always this sense that, they have this other allegiance to Israel or to something else that undermines their ability to be good, loyal citizens.
Which is similar to the narrative about Barack Obama's underlying loyalty to black people would undermine his loyalty to the U.S., for example. Yeah,
that's right. I mean, it's exactly the same thing, right? It's that when we sense that somebody has another connection, right, we say, it gives us the ability to say, oh, well, maybe they're not really acting in our interest, or maybe they don't really believe these things that they're saying or doing because they've got this other interest.
Even though we could clearly take any person and dice up the various interests they might have and say, you know what, there's a risk that they would only act based on helping one of those member groups that they're a part of.
I mean, public choice theory, right, tells us that we should expect, in fact, right, we expect that our elected officials act according to multiple incentives, right? They're not always acting in the best interest of the country. They've got their own interests. They've got their family's interests. They've got their staff's, right? They've always got these multiple interests. And I think it's just, I guess it's just easier to sort of, I think everybody sort of understands, right? Jews like Israel, right? They always think about Israel. They want Israel. They support Israel.
It's a natural fit for propaganda, so to speak.
It works well, right? I mean, there's a reason that all these conspiracy theories and all these people are always pointing at the Jews, and I guess it plays well with the masses.
I guess it does. Well, we've been speaking with Seth Weinberger, professor of politics and government at the University of Puget Sound. The new book is Restoring the Balance: War Powers in an Age of Terror. I wish we had more time. Thanks so much for calling in, Seth.
Thanks very much for having me on.
Okay, we'll have you back anytime. And interesting stuff, Louis. And there's so many different ways that we could slice and dice these Iran comments and Ahmadinejad and al-Gaddafi. And there's already been quite a bit of feedback on our YouTube channel, comments from the Middle East, as I understand, that are not too thrilled with what I said last week. And I encourage
some good comments. You should read some of those.
Well, in the interest of time, I'll just sum them up in saying that a lot of people who are watching these videos on YouTube from the Middle East believe that actually Israelis and American Jews are the same thing. they don't believe that there is a difference, as I indicated last week.